um, according to the feedback that I've given to you and what you changed here, I'll just go ahead and delete hi Mustafa and hi Walid, because we just need to keep a clean hygiene essay out there.
Yes. Okay. Uh, According to my last
Essay.
yes, you said that I have to be clear about my introduction, and do not give a lot of information on the first paragraph, just to focus on two or three topics. And also, I have to use an academic words, and use only the formal words, and uh, do not use any informal words. Also, you said that I do not have to use a lot of same words. I have to use a variety of vocabulary, so as to improve my vocabulary and my essay. Also, I have to write almost 300 words, so to have in order to get a better score.
Perfect.
Yes.
That's pretty much the feedback that I've given to you here. And
Yes.
if if I should remind you about something quite significant, it is going to
Yes.
be the fact that when we are writing feedback to people regarding
Yes.
their participation, or the kind of comments that they have in there, we usually tend to use particular rubrics. Rubrics are the standards according to which we judge people's performance. And in IELTS, I think it is very straightforward. We have certain rubrics that we go by when it comes to the assessment, and
Yes.
that's why I am particularly keen to give you that kind of feedback accordingly.
Yes.
There are certain rubrics that are highly dependable, and we use them usually when we are assessing people performing in such standard tests. These rubrics are very straightforward, and some of them are related dramatically to IELTS and to word choice. Now, one potential issue that I noticed
Yes.
in in your response was the
Yes.
fact of the limitation of word choice. Now, just to put that to put you in perspective, just go to Skype. I'm sending you a photo of the rubrics 8 and 9, band 8 and 9, not rubrics, it's the descriptors 9 and 8. The reason I'm saying this particularly is because in hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Mustafa.
Yeah, hi. Hi. Yes.
The reason I'm saying this is because I noticed that you used the word people around
Yes.
4 or 5 times in the essay. In one
Yes.
essay, you used the word
Yes.
people around 4 to 5 times, if not more.
Yes.
So, do you see the photo that I sent you on Skype or
Yes.
not?
Yes. I open it.
Okay. Now, in this particular photo, what we have is lexical diversity or
Yes.
lexical
Resource. Yes.
resource. Now, it says uses wide range of vocabulary. when we refer to wide range of vocabulary, we're not particularly using people 3 or 4 times. It's just redundancy, if you know this word. It's redundant.
Yes.
It's repetition. It's the recurrence of use of this word again and again and again and again and again to a point of saturation. اللي هو
Yes.
يعني you're feeling stuffed with the word. So me as an evaluator, I would just say this is not an indicator of somebody who has very good vocabulary, academic vocabulary, mobility.
Of course.
You see that? So,
Yeah.
so it says here uses a wide range of vocabulary with very natural and sophisticated control of lexical features. Rare minor errors occur only as slips, and he's referring to errors, not mistakes, because they are different. However, the significant aspect here is the use of a wide range of vocabulary. You should use a wide range of vocabulary because that is the perfect indicator of your real performance in language. And that is for band 9. So you need not to drop yourself to band 8, but you need to use band 9. Now go back here to the Word document that I sent you as a link here.
Yes.
And we will just keep a Skype call for sake of audio recording.
Okay.
Do you have other comments that you want to share with me for the introduction? This is where we are starting.
Yes. Sometimes I had problem with articles also, so I have to focus on this area.
Okay, perfect. Now, for articles specifically, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
The good news.
Okay, well, the good news is that if you have issues with articles, that is just an indicator that you're an advanced level learner, because articles are the last thing that advanced level learners master, and they cause lots of trouble to non-native speakers because they're problematic, they're tricky. And they demand a high level of practice to get to understand the philosophy of articles and where to use them. Just because we use them in Arabic does not necessarily mean that they are followed with the same practicality in English. They are just totally different in terms of behavior and in terms of application here. The bad news is that you got to be very careful, because if we go to the grammatical range and accuracy, if we read number 9, we say uses a wide range of structures with full flexibility and accuracy. So the word accuracy should be highlighted, italicized, underlined, boldened. Do whatever you do with that word. You need to use words accurately in order to be safe in band 9 here. So that should be part of your priority. How do we do this? We have two ways. We have the easy way and the hard way. The easy way is to do imitation. We see samples of essays and we imitate the style of these essays. We do shadow imitation. So we look at the essay and we see how it is structured, no matter and regardless of the topic of the discussion of the essay. And we develop the concrete framework of that essay, and building structurally on that essay, we develop a perfect sample of discussion here. Are we good so far?
Okay, yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, that is the most significant point that I wanted to highlight here. And I think that seemed to me clear from reading your essay. When I read your essay, I read it like 3 or 4 times. And for every time I read it, I only focus on particular aspects. So I did the first general reading.
Yes.
to get a sense of the general idea of your essay.
Okay.
And I could see what you want to say.
Yes.
I definitely could see that. But sometimes you have a goal, like, for example, you're in Basra, and your goal is to arrive in Baghdad.
Yes.
Now, there are different ways of arriving in Baghdad, starting with traveling by a plane. Uh, you can choose a car from the park station or the car park area, and you hire them to drop you at in Baghdad. Uh, any areas in Baghdad. You have trains, and they don't do well, and they are a bit probably slow, relatively, compared to other transportation um, ways. So the point that I want to emphasize here is you're trying to deliver your point, and you've done a great job trying to deliver your point, but there are like something missing here and there. Let's start with the introduction, because the first impression is the longest, especially for an evaluator who is going to evaluate your writing.
Okay.
I assume this is the final version, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I want you just to read it to me.
Okay. Yes. Nowadays, there are a variety of issues that government facing financially, such as poverty and climate change. Therefore, spending money on art might be considered inaccurate.
Mhm. Okay. Now, when you say there are a variety of issues that the government facing financially, such as poverty and climate change, therefore spending money on art might be considered inaccurate. Let's have a look at the grammatical range and accuracy. It says uses a wide range of structure with full flexibility and accuracy. Are rare minor errors occur only as slips. What tense do you use for this paragraph particularly?
I can use.
No, you can. It's not a matter of you can or you cannot. What tense are you using here, or did you use here?
I use present.
Okay, where is the present tense?
There are a variety of issues
Mm-hmm.
that government facing financially.
Okay, perfect. I
Yes.
I totally understand that. So you're talking about present progressive. So the structure of this paragraph is taking place at the moment of speaking. Uh, it is not going to be referring to future or past. You're just using
Because
present.
I said nowadays.
Okay. Well, nowadays is, I mean, you can say there are a variety of issues. The government, blah blah blah, for present simple, not present progressive. But I just want you to keep that in mind. This essay
Yes.
totally affirms the statement, because what statement do you mean here?
The the statements of the examiner,
Hmm.
and also my statements.
Okay, so what is your statement?
I said that there are a variety of issues that face the government financially.
Okay,
So I here I mean that it's important to focus on specific area. So I totally agree with my first statement.
now the point that I want to mention here is that
Yes.
you need to have strong statement at the beginning. Spending money on art is useless,
Mm.
because there are other far more significant aspects where we should spend money, or do the expenditure on, such as poverty and climate change, period. Now, at the end of this paragraph, you need to develop some linkage here. When you say therefore government must have priority towards specific issues and concede secondary aspects, what I see here is that you're just concluding, but there is no necessity of me to continue reading. What I want you to do is create a linkage here to the next paragraph. Do you see my comments or not, Mustafa?
Yes, I saw it.
Okay. So how do we create linkage here? يعني بصحيح العبارة كل نهاية فقرة لازم تكون مرتبطة بالفقرة الجديدة بحيث أنا أكون مشدود لإكمالها. فهنا شنو يعني تحتاج لي جملة واحدة. You need just one sentence to help me connect to the next paragraph.
Here I have to say, but I don't want to repeat my vocabulary.
I can help you.
Yes. Therefore, government must have priority toward. I have to say about poverty and on the climate change, so as to prepare for the second paragraph.
Okay. Do you know what you can do? You can just, and I will help you only this time, such as.
But if I see poverty, so I use poverty 3 times here, I think.
It's not a matter of using of the word poverty 3 times, but you need to rephrase that. I'm not talking about the content. I am only talking.
Okay.
I am only talking about coherence and cohesion.
Okay.
Because it's really hard to tackle all of them simultaneously. We just need to discuss one at a time.
Yes.
When I see that you wrote such as aspects such as poverty, okay, now I'm breathing. I need to go to the next paragraph and see that Mustafa is elaborating on poverty here, not talking about so many aspects. He's just focusing on poverty. Now, poverty became common. Now you just shifted time here. So there is a time shift.
Yes.
Here, you gotta be careful. You can do that if and provided that you do it accurately with flexibility under the grammatical range and accuracy part here that you see. You can say and you can use multiple tenses, but masterfully. Masterfully. That's the point. Okay. Poverty became common
in many countries, especially in Africa. Fair distribution of money among individuals may have a huge impact on the economic outcome of community.
Okay, now let's stop here because this is serious issue here.
Yes.
How many sentences do we have here from the poverty to the word community?
2.
Okay, 2. And how do we know that the second sentence, where the second sentence is starting from?
After Africa, I said I give a comma, then fair distribution of money.
That's not a full sentence. That's a complement. You're saying poverty became common in many countries, especially in Africa.
Yes.
We need to pay attention here to yeah. So we have period here.
Okay.
Now I understand that you're talking about poverty. So what comes after Africa should pave the way to more elaboration and depiction or description of the word poverty. So fair distribution of money among individuals may have a huge impact on the economic outcome of community. How is this related to your talk about poverty in Africa?
I gave an example. So after my example, because poverty became common, I said that as a solution, so that fair distribution of money among individuals may have huge impact on economic outcome.
So you need to say thus fair
Hmm.
distribution
Oh,
of money among. No, I want you just to fix
okay,
it. Fix it now.
okay, okay.
No, this is not how you fix it. Perfect. That's smart. But you need to add a period after Africa.
Yes, yes.
Now, if you resolve that, just click tick for. I already did that. Okay. Thus, there should be comma after thus.
Common, yes, yes,
No, after.
yes, yes, yes.
Fair distribution of money among individuals may have a huge impact on the economic outcome of community. Uh, I understand that this is good impact, but you need to tell me how.
Uh, After that, I said this equality will create prosperity
No,
and give people the incentive.
I don't agree. When you say
Mm,
fair distribution of money among individuals may have huge impact.
okay.
Now, in the next paragraph, you talk about equality. You're not talking about prosperity. You're talking about huge impact. You haven't told me anything about what kind of impact that is. So you need to tell me here what kind of
Mm,
impact in one sentence. Add one more sentence that elaborates. Do you remember when we talked about point, illustrate, and give example?
mhm, yes.
Now, this is the point that I want you to make. Just choose choose an example. Choose an example here.
Yes. Mm,
Write it down.
oh, sorry.
Mhm. No, stop. Mustafa,
Yes.
this is not what I mean when I say fair distribution of money among
Yes.
individuals may have a huge impact on the economic outcome of community. This impact may manifest in the form of, for example, uh, uh, increasing payment to low income
Mm,
families.
mm. Okay, okay. Now I get it.
Um, but since we are not in a handwriting environment, I totally understand that the dilemma of typing very fast, but that takes a little bit of time. Now let's move to
Mm,
the equality. The point of
okay.
this training is just to get you to understand the philosophy of writing. That once we
Okay. Yes.
once we write something, everything should be tied together and incrementally leading
Mm,
to the final conclusion. That I'm
okay.
creating this kind of debate for cons and pros of particular
Oh,
theme and
yes.
building my defense with or
Yes.
against this theme using the kind of facts and details and examples and my personal experience to incorporate all of that to make it more convincing, to make it more
Yes.
argumentative. And this is my whole point of this discussion here, Mustafa.
Yes. Yes.
Next, go to um, this equality, and I'm going fast
Yes.
paced in our discussion because I need to give you a task to finish in 40 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
And in this task, you are going to write me the next task and see if you could put any of this discussion into practice. This
Yes.
equality,
Okay.
well, let me just
Yeah.
do that.
This equality will create prosperity and give people the incentive to be creative. For example, in Finland, all people must be supported by government to have fair living conditions and create equality. Consequently, most individuals are effective members of the community.
Okay. Now this poorly linked consequently is misplaced. And the word to have fair, the word fair, you replace with another word
Yes. Okay.
because you used it already. For
Yes.
example, here we have punctuation issue with it. Most individuals are effective members of community. هنا كلمة effective members احنا نستخدمها بالعربي يعني أعضاء نشطين أو مؤثرين، بس
أي.
حقيقة بالإنجليزي مو كلش نستخدم effective members. ممكن نستخدم influential.
Okay, we can say active.
Can we say active? We can say active because this is something that leads us to talk about collocations. We talk about collocations here اللي هي متلازمات. احنا نقول influential members أكثر مما نقول effective members.
Okay.
Now, how did you talk about climate change here without doing any kind of introduction to that in the last paragraph? What you need to do here is, for example, at this point, we can say, additionally, climate change has played a vital role in reshaping, for example, society, and bear far more expenditure value than art. هذه وين تخليها هنا حتى شنو، حتى القارئ من يجي يقرأ climate change مو رأسا يعني هو قاعد مثلا دا يمر بمدينة الصدر ورأسا طلع بلندن، أو هو دا يمشي بالبلديات ورأسا طلع بالمنصور. شلون يعني ماكو connection here. فالفكرة وين أنه we have to go through consequential order and do introductory marks to what's coming next اللي احنا نسميه foreshadowing. Okay, أعطي glimpse of ideas to what is coming, so the reader is going to expect what is coming, what's coming.
Okay. So I cannot start my can I start my second paragraph with additionally?
I already wrote that in a comment, but I'm waiting to see where you can put it. Where do you put it? You can copy that, but I want to see where you should put it. Copy it. Don't type it up. Can you copy it?
I wrote it.
I want you to copy it because that's going to save time. No, this is not where I want you to put it. I want you to put it at the end of the last paragraph.
Here.
Yes, sir. That is going to pave the way to the next paragraph. So now have a look at it. Have a look here. Additionally, climate change has played a vital role in reshaping society and bear far more expenditure value than art. Now, when I start talking about climate change is a dilemma, you already have an idea because I linked the previous paragraph to the next paragraph, and I have sustained the value of cohesion and coherence of my writing here.
Okay.
You need to understand that. Now, how do we do that effectively? There is one simple way we can do it. You go to the new paragraph and see what it talks about and summarize it in one sentence and put it in the previous paragraph. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look here. On the contrary, do you see it? On the contrary?
Yes.
Art is the identity of culture and represents its history and norms. Okay, let's stop here. Here we go back to climate change. We say, moreover, art bears the identity of the nation and its heritage. Now, see, on the contrary, I think is misplaced here. Word choice, I'll say word choice. It's not true. It is not the correct word to be put here. So, but we can replace it later. These kind of like formulaic kind of things. They are not necessarily as significant as other content-based issues here. So when we read, moreover, art bears the identity of the nation and its heritage. When we delete the word, let's see here, art is the identity of culture. We see, so there's some linkage here between this paragraph and the previous paragraph. Let's move to the last paragraph. In conclusion, there is no necessity to add that part because it's more relevant to the content rather than the conclusion or the introduction. Now we have accomplished coherence and cohesion. For task achievement, you need to fully satisfy all the requirements of the task. And in order to accomplish that, you need to fully understand the question and what the speaker or the writer wants you to do or to write.
Yes.
Now we have dissected this essay into multiple sections, and we can clearly see where the weaknesses are in terms of coherence and cohesion. Let's go to Lexical Resource. Lexical Resource uses wide range of vocabulary with very natural and sophisticated control. يعني عندك كلش سيطرة طبيعية وقوية على استخدامك للمفردات. نجي هنا variety of issues. اوكي ممكن نستخدمها. Government that governments face or is facing. يا اما is facing or faces.
Okay.
Such as poverty and climate change. Therefore عندنا بيها punctuation issues لأنه therefore يا أما تكتب هنا
period وبعدين therefore. Yes.
Okay. Spending money. كلمة spending يعني we have to replace it with either expenditure or allocate, dedicate. هذه المصطلحات is highly academic, far more academic than the word spending. Money. كلمة money ممكن نستخدم بدها financial support.
Okay.
On art might be considered inaccurate. Now, you need to elaborate more on accurate. This essay totally affirms. كلمة affirms ما تجي ويا with. يعني هذا هنا هو صحيح. ممكن نقول affirms the statement
Okay.
So affirms the statement of, and you need to rephrase the statement here. At this point here, what we need to do is rephrase the statement and do not copy and paste it from the question.
Of course.
Deal? Okay, perfect. Poverty became common in many countries. هسه احنا سوينا هاي المقالة سوينا لها حشوة جذر. لأنه يحتاج يعني transformational aspects here.
Okay.
Poverty became common in many countries such as Africa. أحب يعني أنا أشوف كلمة such as is more appealing than Africa, بس لأن احنا استخدمناها يعني حنبقي especially in Africa. بس عندنا مشكلة هنا مصطفى. شنو المشكلة in many countries especially Africa?
I have to say in different countries.
لا اكو مشكله هنا راسا هذا يقول هذا الشخص عنده ليك بالجغرافيا لان افريكا هي مو كونتري هي كونتيننت.
صح. يس.
بامريكا دائما يتحدثون على افريكا على انها هي كونتري واحد.
صح.
فهذا misconception. Africa is composed of many countries here. Probably you would say poverty became common in many countries and especially African countries such as بس من تقول such as الكونتري اللي راح يعني تكتبه لازم تتأكد من السبيلينج مالته. مثلا كونغو برازافيل كونغو any one of the countries, South Africa, something like that. So thus fair distribution of money among individuals may have a huge impact on the economic outcome. هسه احنا انت تقول التوزيع العادل للمال بين الافراد ممكن يكون له تاثير عظيم على الاوتكم الايكونوميك اوتكم اللي هو المخرجات الاقتصاديه للمجتمع. طبعا احنا بنتحدث على كوميونتي، الكوميونتي يختلف عن سوسايتي.
يس.
هاي نقطه واحد. VS society لازم أنا أريد تعرف أنت شنو الفرق بيناتهم. النقطة الثانية this is not leading the debate for you regarding the use of art or spending money on art versus spending money on other aspects. هذه يعني it doesn't tell me anything. يعني شنو التوزيع العادل للمال، ما شنو علاقته بالpoverty وشنو علاقته بالتخصيصات الحكوميه. هي الحكومه تقول لك انا اذا اخصص مبلغ من المال ممكن اخصصه للارتس للفنون، وانت تقول اكو مسائل اخرى. فهذه I want you to rephrase it to look more of against the use of money for art but to use it for building the infrastructure. فاني راح اعطيك هاي الكلمه كرأس سطر حتى تستخدمها فيكون التأثير عليه بالانفراستراكشر أفضل من أنه fair distribution of money among individuals لأن هذا ما لها علاقة بالspending.
Okay.
This equality, I have no idea what equality you are talking about here.
Because on my essay I was linking between the first sentence and this one, so I have to also rephrase it.
Now here there's I can smell Arabic style. هذه المساواة ستخلق prosperity اللي ما أعرف نسميها بالعربي الازدهار وتعطي الناس الحافز لأن يكونوا خلاقين أو هيك شيء يعني. This is totally Arabic style, by the way.
Yes.
What I want you to do is think, how do they say that in English? And how does that help me accomplish the task of defending my opinion? And how is that coherently and cohesively leading me to accomplish cohesion in the whole structure of the paragraph? And how does that lexically provide resources of my flexibility of word choice? And how does that grammatically giving the impression of good accuracy? Moving to climate change, I am not going to bombard you with so many comments here on this paragraph, but we are scaling it up. وبالمناسبة أكو نقطة حلوة. كل الملاحظات اللي حنكتبها على هاي المقالة are generalizable on other essays that you are going to write. يعني حيكون بها تكون قابلة للتعميم على بقية المقالات لأن هي نفس الستايل. احنا نستخدم هاي المقالة أو نستخدم غيرها. They are all the same. Okay. Conclusion. نروح للconclusion قبل لا نختم. بالconclusion ايش دا يقول؟ more money have been هنا ضرب عندنا الرام مات grammar. My grammatical range and accuracy. Then هو has. هذه احنا ضربت عندنا have been wasted for art by government. هنا هذا انت تحكي مبني للمجهول. ممكن تقول the ممكن تقول in conclusion the government has wasted the government has dramatically wasted tons of money or millions of dollars on art while it could benefit. ولازم تعرفوا شلون تكتب كلمة benefit. It could benefit from that dedicated money to be spent on other aspects such as blah blah blah. Period. And that's it. But this action must be diverted towards an important aspects such as poverty. هنا أنا كلش مسوي حركة حلوة such as poverty and climate change to support citizens. هنا أنا citizens تقصد people. عندك citizens وشنو الفرق بيناتهم؟ And environment. Are we clear?
Yes.
Next task that I want you to do is revise this. When you finish the revision, please let me know so I can have a look at it and do the discussion again. So we'll run the discussion again.
Okay.
Next task is task number 2. And task number 2 is very simple. Medical
researchers, cosmetic companies, and others often perform experiments on animals. Many people feel that experimentation on animals is wrong and should be stopped immediately because animals do feel pain, and there are other alternatives. How do you feel? State your position and explain your reasons.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay. What do you want to comment on that part?
I have to give my position here, so I to give my statement according to their to the statement.
On conclusion.
Yes. Conference.
Now, for each one of these parts, you need to write a at least paragraph. Especially for the body, you need to write at least 3 paragraphs. For introduction, 1.
Yes.
Thesis statement. one.
My conclusion.
Are we clear?
Yes, of course.
Perfect. I'll be waiting for you to finish this and send me a notification on it. And you don't have to send me the Word document because we can work collaboratively here.
Okay,
just let me know on Skype that you've finished the essay. But there is a catch: 40 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay?
I will set my alarm. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much, Mustafa, and looking forward to talk to you soon.
Okay. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.